Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
The chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but it doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off. Welcome in, everybody, to the Hutzel Athletic Center for the first home game of the 2019 calendar year for your Lady Cougars, currently ranked number 26 in the country. St. Francis with a 12-7 overall record, 4-3 in Crossroads League play, taking on the Goshen College Maple Leafs, 7-12 overall, 0-7 in the Crossroads League. Well, USF has its sights set on back-to-back Crossroads League wins for St. Francis here against Goshen. USF held a 65-62 win at Grace College on Wednesday night. Emma Applegate registered her second career high this season, scoring 26 points, including USF's 64th point on the free throw line. Lauren McBriar added 14 points for the Lady Cougars. USF won without leading scorer Kara Gurka, who has missed 4 consecutive games with a health issue. USF is 2-2 without Gurka available. She's number 8 in overall Crossroads League scoring, averaging 14.5 points per game. Goshen College is looking for its first win in Crossroads League action this season, and the Maple Leafs' first win in Crossroads League play since a 72-60 win over Grace on January 28, 2017. That's right, the Maple Leafs have lost 31 consecutive games in conference play since that win over Grace. Goshen has lost 4 consecutive games after a 66-57 setback against Huntington on Wednesday night. Savannah Buck continues to lead the Crossroads League in assists. She has 100, averaging 5.3 per game. After reaching 100 for the 3rd consecutive season, she is number 4 in the NAIA assist and number 8 in assists per game. So once again, the Lady Cougars here looking at the Crossroads League standings, currently tied for 4th place with Huntington University and Grace College. Of course, Lady Cougars getting that win against Grace this past Wednesday, 64-62. Ahead of St. Francis is Taylor University at a with a 5-2 conference record. Wesleyan and Marion at 6-1. Of course, the Marion Knights' only loss on the season came against St. Francis, and that was on December the 1st, 64-58. Marion was ranked number 6 at the time. Lady Cougars a week ago at this time did lose at number 10 Taylor, 72-54. And once again, Lady Cougars the last 4 games have been playing without Kara Gurka. Last year a 3rd-team All-American, 1st-team All-Crossroads League performer. Currently there are 3 teams in the Crossroads League ranked in the top 25 coaches poll. Marion comes in at number 8. They fell 1 spot from 7. Taylor dropped 1 spot from 10 to 11, and Wesleyan remains at number 16. Looking at Goshen College, they are led by freshman Grayson Cockerham. She has started all 19 games here for the Lady Maple Leafs, averaging 13.9 points per game. She has 45 steals on the season, which ranks her number 19 in the NAIA, averaging 2.4 steals per game. She shoots 84% from the free throw line, which ranks her number 22 in the country, and 43% from beyond the arc for Grayson Cockerham, the freshman. She's a guard/forward, plays the 3 at 5'9", out of Brighton, Michigan, went to Heartland High School. Right behind her in scoring is Tanish Chapman, number 34, the freshman post player from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Southside High School. Tanish stands 5'10". She's averaging 10.9 points per game and has 134 rebounds on the season, which ranks her number 50th in the country. She's also shooting 61% from the field. Of course, for Goshen College and their coach Stephanie Miller, who's in her 8th season with the team, Coach Miller really helped turn around this program. And back during the 2015-2016 season, she led Goshen to the NAIA D2 Final Four. It was a great year for the Crossroads League as Marion ended up winning the NAIA National Championship that year. But Goshen was 27-9, 15-3 in conference play that year, 2015-2016. So they have fallen on hard times, though, once again losing 31 straight in the Crossroads League. Here trying to pick up their first win since 2017 in conference play. Looking at St. Francis, Kara Gurka is dressed today and hoping to play for the Lady Cougars. She averages a team best 14.5 points per game while shooting 55% from the field, which ranks her number 12 in the country. Right behind her is Emma Applegate, the sophomore, averaging 13.4 points per game. Emma ranks number 9 in the country, shooting 88% from the free throw line. Lauren McBriar, averaging 12.5 points per game, ranks number 22 in the country with 47 three-pointers made under her belt. She shoots 37% from beyond the arc, 82% from the free throw line. Once again, Savannah Buck comes in averaging 6.9 points per game and has 100 assists on the season. That's for Savannah Buck, the junior point guard. Last year, All Crossroads League 3rd-team performer. St. Francis as a team, boy, they are looking good in all the categories you want to see them in. Lady Cougars shoot 44% from the field, which ranks them number 10 in the country. Has 149 three-pointers made, which ranks them number 18 in the country. St. Francis averages 7.8 three-pointers made per game. Lady Cougars shooting 34% from beyond the arc, ranks them number 29 in the country, and 75% from the free throw line, which ranks them number 14 in the country. St. Francis, 286 assists on the season. They average 15 assists per game, which ranks them number 27 in NAIA. Lady Cougars also ranked with 1,349 points on the season, ranked number 24, averaging 71 points per game, ranks them number 42. And the Lady Cougars have a scoring margin of 7.2 a positive 7.2, which ranks them number 41 in NAIA D2. Folks, my name is Jeff Mahoney, bringing you the play-by-play for today. And on the camera, we have Ryan Stillebauer as we get set to bring you today's Crossroads League action. This is game number 1 of 2 of our doubleheader. The men's will follow about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game. We'll send it down to our PA announcer now, John Nolan, the voice of the Tin Caps, for the starting lineups.
Loving Lord, we thank you for all you have given us, the gift of
have it, folks. The starting lineups for today's Crossroads League matchup, game one of our doubleheader here. Goshen College, once again, in last place in the Crossroads League. 0-7 conference record, 7-12 overall, taking on the Lady Cougars. Tied for fourth place with Huntington and Grace College. Lady Cougars beating Grace last time out and also beating Huntington back on November the 24th. Huntington was ranked number 24 in the country. 68-47 win for St. Francis. So off the tip, that was Kara Gurka working against Tanisha Chapman as possession goes to the Lady Maple Leafs. For the Maple Leafs, that's their freshman, Cockerham, who's looking like she's going to be on the All-Crossroads League freshman team. She might even be the All-Crossroads League freshman of the year, so we'll keep an eye out on number 40, Cockerham, who takes the pass, fires the three-pointer, top of the key, as Goshen takes the early lead. The freshman point guard from Indiana Wesleyan, also keep an eye out on her as the skip pass goes to Applegate in the corner, as being, all Crossroads League, all freshman team. Be interesting to see who gets that title of the Player of the Year. McBriar's three-pointer just left short as Emma Applegate's going to be called with an over the back for the Lady Cougars. That'll be their first foul, Emma's first foul. Emma Applegate entering today averaging 4.4 rebounds per game, which is third best for the Lady Cougs. Savannah Buck averaging 4.6 is second best on the team. Kara Gurka at 6.2 rebounds per game leads the Lady Cougars. On that far wing there, that's Haley Archibek, the senior, runs the point for Goshen. Archibek coming into today's game, 86 assists on the season, which ranks her number 13 in the country. 2 on the shot clock as that's stripped away. Nice steal by Savannah Buck. McBriar going the other way for St. Francis, looking down in the low post. Gurka trying to get away. Archibek does. Sinks the bucket and will head to the free throw line looking for the and one. That's Kara Gurka. So for Kara Gurka, getting her first points since the win 76-65 against number 5 Campbellsville. That was back on December the 19th as she sinks the free throw. Gurka entering today a 69% free throw shooter, hitting 36 of 52. Once again, an All-American last year for Coach Jason Ridge was Kara Gurka, as Archibek misses on the layup. Emma Applegate, deep three-pointer. She can sink those. Emma Applegate has that nice combination of size and long-range shooting capability. Lady Cougars playing without Chandler Jones and Lindley Kistler. That's going to be a turnover for the Lady Maple Leafs, their first turnover of the game. Kistler goes 6 foot tall, Chandler Jones at 5'11". So Lady Cougars have been missing some pieces, especially with Gurka out, but going 2-2 during that stretch. Crow on the far wing. Baseline is Applegate. We got a zone defense being played here as a three-pointer by Buck is a little strong. Rebounded by Gurka, and she will be fouled and heading back to the free throw line. This time it'll go against Tanisha Chapman, number 34. Chapman is another player that could be making that All-Crossroads League freshman team. Last year, Goshen had just one player with All-Crossroads League honors. That was O'Neill, who was honorable mention. Never a good sign to go winless in conference play and not have any freshmen on the All-Crossroads League team. But this year they have 2 very good freshmen. Stephanie Miller definitely has some building blocks for the future. Archibek, the senior, the point guard, she'll be gone. But Mariah Rowe, the sophomore guard, will come back. She's only a sophomore. Allison Prigge. Allison Prigge, the junior forward. And once again, Cockerham and Chapman, a nice freshman duo for the Lady Maple Leafs. The second one is good. Kara Gurka with all 5 points for the Lady Cougars here in the first quarter. Half-court pressure as Gurka comes up for the trap. Bounce pass intended for Chapman down low. She corrals it, misses on the bunny. Rebounded by Gurka. Now the feed into Emma Applegate, deflected away by Chapman, picked up by Archibald. Looking to go coast to coast, leaves it up for Prigge, and she'll be fouled. It's going to go against Sydney Crow, number 5. That'll be the team's second, Crow's first, with 7:13 remaining. Archibald, top of the key. She shoots 35% from beyond the arc, hitting 8 of 23 on the season. Chapman down low, cannot finish, gets her own rebound. Putback is good for Tanish Chapman. Chapman, who played at Southside High School. Of course, Goshen's done a really good job of recruiting from Southside. And Coach Juanita Goodwill, skip pass nearly intercepted there by Cockerham. Crow, after the ball fake, high off glass. Emma Applegate with the rebound, cannot finish. Chapman doing a good job of holding her ground down on the block. Not too many players in the Crossroads League are going to be able to move Chapman from the low post. Prigge over to Chapman, top of the key. Archibald being guarded by Savannah Buck. Two of the best assist players in the country. Skip pass over to Prigge, drives from the corner, splits defenders. A little too strong. Another offensive board by Chapman. Three-pointer on its way, no good by Archibald. McBriar, once she gets started from three-point land, Lady Cougars are next to impossible to stop. Prigge going to be called with the foul. That'll be her first, team's third. So Kara Gurka, this will be her 4th free throw attempt of the game. Gurka with 3 rebounds is 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 1 of 1 from the field. Oh, the Lady Cougars have missed. Kara Gurka dealing with a lower leg injury. Crow going to check out along with Applegate, Dejanay Hinton, and Whitney Will. Whitney Will has played some very good minutes, especially defensively. She shined in the Indiana Wesleyan game as the second free throw is good. And a steal by McBriar. Putback by Will is good. So Whitney Will with her first bucket of the game. Lady Cougars up by 3, 8-5. Mariah Rowe, scoop shot's good off glass to pull Goshen within 1. Two-three zone. Now it's a 1-3-1. The Lady Maple Leafs. Dejanay Hinton finds Will on the baseline. Goshen doing a good job here as Rowe nearly comes up with the steal. We got a 25-second shot clock violation. Prigge now with the inbounds pass, 5:03 left to play. Lady Cougars up by 1. That'll be a kick by Will, just 2 seconds away on the shot clock. Cockerham listed at 5'9", Will at 6 foot for St. Francis. Archibald at 5'3". Goshen doing a good job breaking the press. Prigge for 3. No good. Chapman with another offensive board. And they're going to call charging on Tanish Chapman. Except she lowered the shoulder here. Check out the replay real quick as Chapman pull that back one more time. Good positioning there. That was Savannah Buck. Great positioning there by the junior point guard for the Lady Cougars. Chapman definitely not liking the call as she's going to be taken out of this game. In is Kiera Murph. Murph entering today, averaging 6 points per game. Possession will stay with St. Francis, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Checking out of the game, Lauren McBriar and Kara Gurka. They came in with Savannah Buck for that great freshman class 3 years ago. Of course, McBriar last year a medical redshirt, so she has 2 years of eligibility left after this season. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Left-hand dribble drive. Lead goes to Will, stolen by Archbeck. And we got a jump ball, possession arrow in favor of St. Francis. .421 left to play. Nice catch and shoot there at the buzzer for Emma Applegate. Her first 2 points of the game extends the lead to 3. Rowe over the timeline. Looking at Murph, just a sophomore. She comes from Lawrence Central High School out of Indianapolis. So we have another turnover here by Goshen. Now off the bench is number 20, Caitlin O'Neill, the senior. From Russiaville, Indiana. Davis and Elkins College is where she transferred from. Logan Kyrie into the game, a sophomore from Olivet, Michigan. Four minutes remaining in the first quarter. Nice feed down low as Emma Applegate finishes through the contact. I said Emma Applegate brings you a little bit of everything as the Lady Cougars come out in the press. Wide open as Cockerham drains the triple. For Grayson Cockerham, she now has 6 points and is a perfect 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Buck looking at it, skip pass goes to Crow. Dejanay Hinton left alone in the corner, three-pointer's no good. That's a rebound for number 5, Kyrie. Archbeck over to Cockerham, left-hand dribble drive. Skated right past her defender, but blocking going to be called on St. Francis, Sydney Crow. Her second, team's third. Goshen currently sitting with 4 fouls. So Lauren McBriar re-enters the game for Crow. Sydney entering today, averaging 8.6 per game while shooting 40% from beyond the arc. Sydney's she's had games where she has lit it up from three-point land, double dribble. Going to be called another turnover by Murph. Fourth turnover of the game for Goshen, 2 currently for St. Francis. Lady Cougars with the 12-10 advantage. 2:55 left here in the first. Emma Applegate on the baseline. Buck back out to Hinton. Goshen staying in this zone defense. Been very successful as Kara Gurka checks back into the game. She has 6 points to lead the Lady Cougars. Cockerham with 6 to lead Goshen. Dry up some sweat on the ball. Lady Cougars, that's Dejanay Hinton. She had 8 points against Grace. Her last double-digit scoring game was against Marion on December the 1st, the big win by the Lady Cougars. Hinton currently shooting 33% from beyond the arc, 7 of 21 on the season. Once again, Kara Gurka has missed the last 4 games. Last time out against Campbellsville, she scored 24 points as the Lady Cougars beat the NAIA Division I Campbellsville Gurka doesn't take time that long to get started here off the bench, her 8th point of the game. Kara not showing any effects of the leg injury as the Lady Cougars were taking their time with Gurka. She had a little extra rest there with the Christmas break. Kyrie back to Cockerham for 3. That's her first miss off the heel, tracked down by the third-team All-American Gurka. It's like a man-to-man now being played by Goshen. Wild shot there by Dejanae Hinton. As we go the other direction with Archibek. Archibek's from Sylvania, Ohio. Three-pointer no good off the heel. Rebounded by Murph. Put back does fall in. Kiara Murph with her first bucket of the game. McBriar looking at the deep three-pointer. Back to a zone defense here for Goshen. Double dribble going to be called on Lauren McBriar. She was tightly guarded there by Kyrie. Shayna Temple now checks in for the Lady Cougars. Back in for Goshen is Priggy and Rowe. Priggy, the juniors from Hamler, Ohio, Patrick Henry High School. She's third on the team in scoring, averaging 8.9 points per game. Skip pass over to Kyrie, back to Priggy. And it looks like we got charging going to be called against Goshen. Goes on number 5. She ran right through, I believe that was Savannah Buck. Wow. 14-12 your score, 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter. Remember, folks, we'll end this broadcast and have the men's matchup for you about 20 minutes following the conclusion of this game. All alone, Savannah Buck for 3, off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Murph. Murph putting in some good minutes early on with 2 turnovers, but now getting a little bit more under control as the scoop shot's no good by Rowe. Remember, Chapman on the bench with 2 fouls. And a hard foul from behind by Logan Kyrie is going to send Savannah Buck to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Kyrie with the hard charge on the other end a few possessions ago, now with a big foul on Buck. That's the second one on Buck. Savannah hits the first free throw, entering today an 86% free throw shooter, hitting 24 of 28. Her first points of the game. So for Buck, she's been knocked down twice pretty hard here, working against Kyrie, who's now on the bench for the Lady Maple Leafs, as the second one's good as well for Buck. Whitney Will checking back in for the Lady Cougars. O'Neal. And blocked from behind by Gurka. That was Cockerham. Now they have Temple on the baseline, knocked away. Possession to stay with St. Francis. Good job trailing that play by Kara Gurka. Getting the block on Cockerham, who currently has the team high 6 points. Cockerham 2 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. The three-pointer is no good by McBriar, rebounded by Rowe. And that will do it for the first quarter. Lady Cougars up 16-12. You're watching University of St. Francis basketball here from the Hutzel Athletic Center.
The first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Welcome back here to the hut. Start of the second quarter. Lady Cougars up 16-12. Now in transition, Buck finishes with the easy lay-in. That'll extend the Lady Cougar lead, 18-12. Buck now with 4 points in this game after hitting the 2 free throws towards the end of the first quarter. Buck now comes up with the steal. Over to Shayna Temple. And boy, none but Lady Cougars down there on the block. 4 Lady Cougars, 0 Maple Leafs. We got a 30-second timeout going to be taken by Coach Stephanie Miller so she can figure out what the heck was going on here to start the second quarter. Take another look at it. Buck coming up with 2 steals here. There forces the pressure. That one's taken by McBriar. Savannah now in transition with the easy lay-in. Moments later with the steal over to Shayna Temple. So at 9:23 left to play in the second. The largest lead of the game for the Lady Cougars at 8 points. Once again, St. Francis on a 4-0 run. Won the first quarter, 16-12. Goshen getting some good play out of their freshman, but Chapman's been on the bench with 2 fouls since midway through the first. There's Cockerham. A lot of Lady Cougars paying attention to Cockerham as she's able to score on the low post. That's her 8th point of the game. Now Will left uncontested down on the block. Easy deuce for Whitney Will. Her squad up 22-14. Will now with 6 points in this game. Up next for St. Francis, we will host Spring Arbor this Wednesday here at the Hutzel Athletic Center. Remember, St. Francis did lose its first matchup against Spring Arbor. That was in Michigan. Another steal by Savannah Buck as she's on fire here in the first half. Draws the contact, and she'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. How about the play of Savannah Buck? It's really nothing new. Buck, once again, 100 assists on the season, ranks her number 4 in the country. She comes in with 30 steals, which is best for St. Francis. McBriar has 25, which is second best. Cockerham has 45 for Goshen. But still, Savannah Buck, that's what she's been doing throughout her career, assists and steals. She can also get hot from the perimeter at any moment. Denise Chapman back into the game. Chapman once again currently sitting with 2 fouls. Same with Logan Kyrie. Tell you what, Kyrie got the most of her 2 fouls. No doubt about that with the contact. Lady Cougars in a man-to-man. Now the switch D. It's Buck. And they got a carry going to be called on Mariah Rowe. Savannah Buck doing a good job playing defense there and also being a ref as she looked up to the ref like, are you serious? With the carry. Was finally called. Inside 8 minutes to play here in the first half. This zone defense, that's Priggy up top. Temple now out of the corner. Skip pass goes to Hinton. Down low to Will. It's going to be much harder for the Lady Cougars to score on the block with Chapman in there. I take that back. Whitney Will, fantastic with her 8-point. 25-14. Lady Cougars starting to put it on here with 11-point advantage. Cockerham gets it into Rowe. Priggy and Archibek have yet to score for Goshen in this game. Maple Leafs now with 10 turnovers. St. Francis just 2. Guess it could be expected from a younger team. Archibek, though, the senior point guard. For Goshen, nice step through. McBriar, a little strong. Lauren McBriar now 0 of 3 from the field for St. Francis. Fresh 30 on the shot. It's Applegate down low. Good defense being played by Chapman as Applegate's able to get the loose ball. Drive by Hinton. Rebounded by Priggy. 3-point attempt. That one's off the side of the rim. And possession to St. Francis. So Cockerham starting to get a little bit cold. Now 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. 3 of 7 from the field. She started off this game pretty hot for the Maple Leafs. Once again, Cockerham, one of the top freshmen in the Crossroads League. Foul going to be called on the floor. It's going to go against number 25, Priggy. That'll be her second, team second. Temple checks out. Savannah Buck is back in. Three-pointer, McBriar, front rim's no good. Rowe and Will, they're going to call Will with the foul. They reach in on Whitney. That'll be her first, team's first. Grayson Cockerham is the #1 freshman scorer in the Crossroads League. Number 2 is Wesleyan's Margot Woofter, the point guard. She is phenomenal. Another turnover here. Tanice Chapman ranks number 20 in Crossroads League scoring. So 3 freshmen in the top 20, 2 of them from Goshen. Meredith Deckard from Taylor, the second best in the Crossroads League in 3-point field goal percentage behind Margot Woofter, and they're both freshmen. Cockerham is ranked number 4, shooting 43% from beyond the arc. Another one off the heel, as Priggy's going to need some help. McBriar doing a good job of sticking with the play. .540 left to go here in the second quarter. Lady Cougars with an 11-point advantage. St. Francis outscoring Goshen here in the second, 9-2. Rowe, nice look to Archibek, stolen by Emma Applegate. Rowe was locked in there on Archibek, got that pass. Now down low, intended to Gurka, a turnover for St. Francis. Lady Cougars now with 3 turnovers in this game, 11 for Goshen. Emma Applegate ranks number 2 in the Crossroads League in free throw percentage, shooting 88%. Dejanay Hinton, nice find, wide open, buck for 3 off the front of the rim. Nice job of tracking that down by Emma Applegate. Buck again, this time, triple try. Another one no good. It's Gurka with the rebound, looking for the putback, and she stepped on the baseline, I do believe. Turnover by the Lady Cougars. Buck with the press in the backcourt. Rowe gets right past her. Now for 3. That one's no good by Rowe. Rebound by Buck. Savannah Buck, her first rebound. She's got 2 assists. Once again, the second leading rebounder on the team is the point guard, Savannah Buck. And they're going to call a foul on Tanisha Chapman. And she's going to be taken out of the game. It almost looked like a travel, as Chapman just kind of stepped back a little bit. Another timeout here by Goshen, 30-second timeout. Whitney Will's been fantastic for the Lady Cougars here in the first half. Will currently with 6 points. She's 3 of 3 from the field. Just at the right place at the right time. Really taking advantage of Chapman being on the bench with now 3 fouls for Goshen. It's not going to get any easier for the Lady Maple Leafs, with Chapman in foul trouble. It's going to bring back into the game Kira Murph, standing at 6'1" from Lawrence Central. The Bears out of Indianapolis. It's Gurka back at the free throw line. Knocks it down. Kara now 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. Gurka with 9 points. The game high, Cockerham at 8 for Goshen. Second one good as well. 27-14. Lady Cougars on top. Those are the first points in this game since the 7:40 mark. So we had about a 3.5 minute scoring drought there. Kara Gurka knocking both of them down. Now Buck for 3. That one off the heel. Savannah Buck having a hard time finding the bottom of the net from 3-point land. She's now 0 of 5. That being said, Lady Cougars still up by 13 points, 27-14. Skip pass finds Cockerham. Spin move in the lane. Great defense there by Applegate. In position for the spin move. Tyon McKenzie now checking in for St. Francis. Emma Applegate, Dejanay Hinton heading to the bench. Whitney Will back in. Gurka for 3. That one left short. Archerbeck with the save for Goshen. Once again for the Lady Cougars, now 0 of 13 from beyond the arc. But still up by 13 on the scoreboard, playing good defense, forcing 12 turnovers for the Lady Maple Leafs. Rose switches to the left. Murph could not hit on the 6-footer. Now down low, Will had that partially blocked by Murph. Prigge has it on the floor, jump ball. possession arrow in favor of St. Francis. Back into the game will be Caitlin O'Neill. Caitlin O'Neill averaging 18 minutes played per game, 5.8 points per game. Buck into Will, has her shot blocked by Murph. Loose ball, Prigge. Looks like Prigge just took a headbutt. She shakes it off. So another jump ball, this time possession arrow in favor of the Maple Leafs. 2:21 left to play before the break. Again, Lady Cougars, Maple Leafs went without scoring 3 minutes and 40 seconds before the last free throws by Gurka, as that's knocked away by Archbeck. Whitney Will down in the block had that the last field goal, which came at 7:40. 5 minutes, 40 seconds away. Back into the game is Logan Kyrie. Last time she was in, she had 2 big fouls, both of them on Savannah Buck. Now she's going to guard Buck on the inbounds. McBriar, catch and shoot. Three-pointer just short. Put back by Gurka is good. Kara Gurka now with 12 points. This time the foul is going to go against Will, I believe. That'll be her second, team's third. Cockerham at the free throw line where she shoots 84%. Nationally ranked at number 22 in the country. Emma Applegate checks in for Will. Cockerham ranks number 6 in the Crossroads League with that free throw percentage. Abby Bukes from Taylor is number 1. She shoots 90%. So for Cockerham, 2 big free throws there. That's going to end the drought for Goshen. Over 8 minutes without a bucket. Three-pointer is good. They needed that one by Archbeck. Now just a 10-point advantage here. Lady Cougars up 29-19. Gurka wide open, top of the key for 3. Kara Gurka. Feed down low, Murph's double team. Cockerham's three-pointer, right rim's no good. 50 seconds left to play. Buck to McBriar, deep three-pointer. That one left short. And that time it was Prigge over the back on Buck. No foul called. Buck takes it in the corner. About a 10-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Buck wide open, 4-3 this time. Back rim's no good, rebounded by Applegate. Loose ball picked up by Savannah. From beyond the arc, Savannah Buck now 0 of 6. And she has had some wide open looks. It's snowing outside, still a little cold here in the hut. Five seconds on the shot clock. That one goes wide right. Gurka's putback no good. Cockerham, that's going to do it for the first half. Lady Cougars lead it 32-19. We'll be right back with you with more Cougar basketball action here from the Hutzel Athletic Center.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
The chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting me up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate. And it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size, similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off.
Sports medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen, and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Brown.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Welcome back, everybody, here at the break. St. Francis leading at 32-19 over Goshen. Just 4 minutes left until the start of the second half. Your leading scorer in this game is Kara Gurka with 17 points and 8 rebounds. Welcome back, Kara Gurka. Nearly has a double-double already in this game. Emma Applegate with 4 points and 3 rebounds. 5 points, 1 rebound for Savannah Buck, and 6 points for Whitney Will. Those are your scores. Only 4 Lady Cougars scoring there in the first half, so that in itself is a little unprecedented, but in the same sense, it's a nice welcome back for Kara Gurka. Looking at Goshen, Haley Archibek with 3.0 rebounds. Mariah Rowe, 2 points, 1 rebound. 2 points for Tanisha Chapman, 3 boards. Remember, she's sitting with 3 fouls. Only played 9 minutes in the first half due to those fouls. Grayson Cockerham, 10 points, 2 rebounds. And Kiara Murph, 2 points, 5 rebounds. Goshen shooting 30% from the field, 38% from three-point land, a perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. St. Francis 31% from the field, 1 of 16 from three-point land, and 9 of 11 from the free throw line. So folks, we'll take one more break and be right back with you for the start of the second half here from the Hutzel Athletic Center. This is game number 1 of our Crossroads League doubleheader.
Restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size, similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the 3rd rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. This is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Welcome back, everybody. About ready to start the third quarter here. Possession arrow in favor of the Lady Cougars. Sitting here with a 13-point lead as we get all ready here to start the second half. That's going to be Sydney Crow to inbound it to Savannah Buck. How about Kara Gurka once again in that first half? 17 points, 8 rebounds for the third-team All-American from a year ago. Shooting woes continue for St. Francis from beyond the arc. I love that Coach Ridge went right to it. Because trust me, once these girls get hot, they can turn what are we shooting right now, 6.25% into 40% real quick. St. Francis 1 of 17 now from three-point land. Definitely uncharacteristic of this team. Three-pointer by Rowe. That's an air ball. Nearly saved by Archibald. So 40 seconds into the second half here. Lady Cougars next game once again will be hosting Spring Arbor on Wednesday, and then next week will be another doubleheader, this time at Mount Vernon Nazarene. MVNU 10-9 overall, 3-4 in the Crossroads League. Lady Cougars are 3-5 against top 25 opponents. Have lost 2 as the Lady Cougars cough it up. Priggy down low at the reverse lane. Priggy, that's her first 2 points of the game. For the junior forward at 5'11". Three-pointer. Sydney Crow reigns it home. Good way to get the second half started for Sydney Crow, hitting the Lady Cougars' second three-pointer of the game, now 2 of 18 from three-point land. Down in the paint, getting the start here in the second half as Murph hits the 8-footer. (35-23) your score. Ball deflected out of bounds. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Sydney Crow, only a sophomore, 5'9" from Greenwood, Indiana, went to Whiteland High School on the south side of Indianapolis. Inbounds pass goes to Crow. It's fouled hard there by Priggy. That'll be her third, team's first. Crow to head to the free throw line. Sydney shoots 68% from the charity stripe, hitting 42 of 62. The first one is good by Crow. For Sydney, 4 points now, all here in the third quarter. It's supposed to supposed to snow all day here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Not supposed to stop until about 9 o'clock tonight. Started snowing about 10 o'clock this morning. They're saying 1 to 5 inches of snow on the ground before it's all said and done. Small snowflakes, not the big ones. 9 seconds. Loose ball goes to Priggy for 3. Another air ball attempt by Goshen on the three-pointer. Remember, Goshen coming in, ranks number 32 in the country, hitting 33% of their three-pointers. They've hit 130 out of 389. Their 130 made ranks them number 36 in the country, averaging 6.8 three-pointers per game. Three-pointer by McBriar. Reigns it home. Once again, folks, once that first one gets made, the rest to follow. Rowe here on the near wing. Foul goes against Kara Gurka. Her first, team's first. Will be Rowe to inbound it. Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Lady Cougars took the first quarter 16-12. The second quarter 16-7. Up 8-4 here in the third quarter. Floater by Rose, no good. Applegate with the board. And away from the ball, foul's going to go against number 25. Priggy with the push, that'll be her fourth. Coming in will be Logan Kyrie. Denise Chapman set to check in too for Goshen at the next break. Will working against Murph. Doing a tough job there getting the separation with Murph with the block. That's Cockerham, left hand dribble drive. Does get past Crow but cannot finish. 6:10 remaining. Applegate on the far wing. Murph all the way out in the perimeter with the defense. Cockerham at the high post as the feed goes to Gurka. Beautiful slip to the bucket by Kara Gurka. Gurka now with 17 points. She's on the double-double watch as that's tracked down by McBriar. Good job of keeping it in. Hesitation dribble off the side of the backboard, and she's fouled. That'll be Mariah Rowe, her first. Caitlin O'Neill's going to check in for Goshen along with Chapman. As we got a timeout going to be called by Goshen. That's a full timeout. We'll be right back with you with more Lady Cougar action here from the Hut.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today. Welcome back here to the Hut. 42-23 is your score. St. Francis looking for back-to-back wins here in the Crossroads League after falling at Taylor last Saturday, 72-54. In that first half, Savannah Buck with 2 steals, Emma Applegate with 2, and Lauren McBriar with 3 for the Lady Cougars. St. Francis with 7 steals, Goshen with just 2. As the first free throw is up and in by McBriar. She knocks them both down. Lauren, an 82% free throw shooter, hitting 45 of 55 entering today's game. Cockerham's inbound goes to O'Neill. Over the timeline, Cockerham skips it over to Kyrie. Kyrie sitting with 2 fouls. No points. Trying to get past Dejanay Hinton. Hinton going to be called with the foul. Good footwork there by Hinton. Just got called with the reach-in. First free throw attempt in this game is up and in for Kyrie. Entering today is 61% free throw shooter, hitting 11 of 18. That'll pull her team to within 20. Second good as well. It's Hinton on the far post. Zone defense 3-2 as the three-pointer is good by Crow, her second of the half. Lady Cougars have hit their last 3 three-pointers in a row. It's going to be interesting to see where this three-point field goal percentage. O'Neal goes right rim, no good. Nice hustle play there by Kyrie with the rebound. Buck was going to let that one go out of bounds. She looked back at the ref like it was out of bounds. Lady Cougars shooting 6% from beyond the arc at the break, as Tonice Chapman's going to be fouled to shoot 2. St. Francis 1 of 16 at the break. Now sitting at 4 of 20. For Chapman, her first trip to the free throw line. The first one rims in. Chapman, a 54% free throw shooter, hitting 38 of 71 entering today's game. Whitney Wills going to check out. Applegate and Gurka down on the block for the Lady Cougars. 47-26 your score. Back to a 20-point ad for St. Francis. Inside 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Crow working off the pick by Applegate. Hitting on the far corner. And had that knocked away by O'Neal from behind. Cockerham draws the contact. Not a whole lot of half-court offense being played here by Goshen in this game. Have not seen a whole lot from Archbeck running the point. Good double team. O'Neal back out. Cockerham for 3, knocks it down. Grayson Cockerham now 3 of 5 from three-point with 13 points. Gurka down low, working against Cockerham, draws the foul. For Grayson, that'll be her second, team's third. Gurka having no problems getting to the free throw line in this game. She is 6 of 7. That one's no good. Make it 6 of 8 now. McBriar, Shayna Temple back in for the Lady Cougs. For Gurka, this will be her second double-double of the season. She only needs one more rebound for that to happen. So Gurka, it's the second of 2. She now has 18 points. Another steal, that was Applegate. Remember, Emma in that first half had 2 steals. Hitting down low. Had Cockerham right on her hip. Left hand dribble drive. Hinton goes up with the left. Rebounded by Chapman. Chapman from 15. Driving straight to the cup. No foul call. Gets her own rebound. Putback's good. Hinton left alone there on the perimeter. McBriar with the step back, had her pass deflected, and loose ball will stay with St. Francis. 13 seconds left on the clock. It'll be McBriar on the trigger. That one's knocked away by Archbeck. Inbound goes to Gurka. Kara just a little bit short on the pump fake. The double pump, I should say, sitting with 18 points. Goshen, a totally different team when Chapman's on the floor. Chapman, all SAC performer at Southside. Part of some really good Lady Archer teams. Baseline jumpers no good. We're going the other way with Hinton as Temple takes a seat. 20 points now for Kara Gurka. Welcome back. Kara Gurka missed 4 games. Emma Applegate nearly comes up with another steal as Cockerham drains the triple. I'll pull Goshen to within 15. Cockerham now has 16 points. She really does look like she'll be the freshman of the year. The point guard at Indiana Wesleyan could easily get it as well. But certainly the freshman point guard at Indiana Wesleyan has a lot more support than what Cockerham has here. Nice right-handed hook shot on the fadeaway. It'll be interesting to see. I do know from my years of experience, if it's an Indiana Wesleyan player going up against any other team in the Crossroads League, they usually opt to give the award to the Wesleyan player. Applegate for 3. Lady Cougars continuing to pile it on. Now 5 of 21 from three-point land, shooting over 20%. We got a 30-second timeout going to be called by Coach Jason Ridge. We update these timeouts. We have 4 for St. Francis, 2 for Goshen in this game. Lady Cougars now 5 of 21 from beyond the arc, shooting 24%. Remember, shooting .063 at the break. From the field, 39% for St. Francis on 18 of 46 shooting. Lady Cougars at 27 rebounds, 25 for Goshen. 14 turnovers for the Lady Maple Leafs, 8 for St. Francis. Stats pretty even. Cougars with the edge in steals, 8-5, and in turnovers. Other than that, though, Goshen shooting 5 of 12, 42% from three-point land. And Grayson Cockerham is shooting 4 of 6 from three-point row inside the arc. Just hit the rim there. Nearly got wedged between the rim and the backboard inside a minute to play. 55-37. Goshen to get the possession here to start the 4th. Temple left-hand take. No good on the layup. Cockerham and Rowe see if they settle for the last shot. Coach Stephanie Miller in her 8th season. Assistants are Vinny Granado, Jomani Thomas. Of course, Jomani Thomas, who had a great career there at Goshen. Jamie Stack Applegate, Andrew Snyder, and Cammie Angle are also coaches. 10.3 seconds remaining. O'Neal, Cockerham going to take this last shot. She's only got 3 seconds. Turns around and fires. Not really liking that attempt, but that will do it. After 3, St. Francis up 55-37. You're watching the Lady Cougars here from the Hutzel Athletic Center.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at Strong. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Louis Knipser shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Welcome back here to the hut as we get ready to start the fourth and final quarter. After this game, we will end this broadcast, and then we will bring you the men's game versus Goshen. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and at stfranciscougars.com. Possession there now switches over to the Lady Cougars. St. Francis looking for the trap on Archbeck. Kyrie, nice find to Chapman, three-pointer. It's no good. That was Rowe. Putback is no good by Grayson. Rebounded by Crow. Mariah Rowe, number 22, is now 1 of 5 from the field with 2 points. Goshen not getting a whole lot of help outside of Denise Chapman, 2 of 4. Kira Muff, 2 of 5, and Grayson Cockerham. Emma Applegate now with her 9th point for St. Francis. That lead goes back to 20 points for the Lady Cougars. St. Francis took the third quarter 23-18 over Goshen. Lady Cougars have won every single quarter. This blocking foul is going to go against Crow. That'll be her third. It'll be Rowe to inbound it. 8:58, fresh 30 on the shot. Crow is forcing Rowe to her right. Archbeck out of the corner with the dribble drive, has it knocked away, turned over, picked up by Crow. 15th turnover for Goshen. Will down low, nice find, a buck all alone, left short on the 3-ball attempt. Savannah now 0 of 6 from 3-point with 5 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. Kara Gerger once again, 20 points and 9 rebounds, just 1 board away. So Shayna Temple to shoot 2, hits the first. It's that foul is called on Mariah Rowe. Temple, her first point of the game. Entering today's action, Shayna, a 67% free throw shooter, hitting 4 of 6. Knocks both of those down. So now 6 of 8. Ball movement on the perimeter. Finds Cockerham. Has a shot blocked. Tough position for Goshen to be in. Cockerham, the only player that's filling it up here for the Maple Leafs. Need to get her looks. Lady Cougars know it too. Will with the block there on the perimeter. Murph with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Cockerham finds Murph, and not sure if that was partially blocked there by McBriar. 3-pointer by Buck as she drives, floater's good. .740 and counting as the Lady Cougars about to pick up their second consecutive win here in the Crossroads League. That pass intended for Murph, out of bounds, last touch by Whitney Will. Dejanay Hinton now to check in. Temple out. 7:25 left to play in this game. Will comes up with the steal. Jump stop on the block, no good. Priggy comes up with the board. We got a reach-in foul going to be called on Hinton. That'll be her second, team second. Rowe trying to feed Murph down low. Applegate nearly came up with another steal. 6-footer's no good. Tracked down by Will. Goshen needs to get Chapman back in this game, only sitting with 3 fouls. They will bring in Kyrie. Good size there by Murph. Just been tough scoring here by Goshen, as the three-pointer is good by Lauren McBriar. Coach Stephanie Miller going to take a timeout here. That'll be a full timeout. We're watching the Lady Cougars just 6 minutes and 22 seconds away from taking this victory.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Welcome back, everybody. How about Lauren McBriar? Scoring her 10th point. She's now 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, but here, just moments ago, knocks it down. That's what her last 2 three-pointers have looked like. Expecting more here from the Lady Cougars with the comfortable 64-37 lead. St. Francis, a 9-0 run here in the 4th quarter as we are nearly 4 minutes in. Good defense, walling off Kyrie on the baseline. Cockerham throws that one up, but the putback is good by Murph. That'll end the drought there. Goshen getting their first points, the 6-minute mark. Will, left hand. Long three-pointer, Applegate, left short, nearly rimmed in, rebounded by Archbeck. Cockerham step back, nobody around her, drains the triple. Cockerham now with 21 points. Cockerham on the season. That will be her career high at 21. As McBriar continues to do her thing now with 13 points. But Cockerham now with a new career high. 21 points here for Goshen. That one tracked down by Archbeck. Nowhere to go with it. It's knocked away by St. Francis with 27 seconds on the shot clock. Tyan McKenzie and Alexis Turbin back into the game for St. Francis. For Turbin, this is her first time in the game. Shayna Temple also back in. Denise Chapman in. And Priggy for Goshen. Cockerham 7 of 16 from the field, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc for 21 points, 4 rebounds. Having one of the best performances of her season. Three-pointer is good by O'Neal. They'll pull Goshen to within 22. Right hand, McKenzie. She's fouled and will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Tyan McKenzie looking for her first points of the game. A 36% free throw shooter, hitting 4 of 11 on the season. McKenzie, just a freshman from Plainfield, Indiana. Played at Brownsburg last year for the Lady Bulldogs. Crow going to check out, hitting back into the game. McKenzie, that one off the heel, no good. Misses both free throws. Nice crossover. O'Neal had that one partially blocked. And possession going to go with St. Francis. 4:17 remaining in this game. See if we can find some other scores from around the Crossroads League. Taylor beaten up on Mount Vernon Nass 64-49. Spring Arbor with a 3-point advantage over Bethel 49-46. Another big game going on in the Crossroads League. Indiana Wesleyan at Huntington, Grace at Marion. And it's Huntington beating Wesleyan 59-52. Wesleyan with a big squad came here to the Hut and beat St. Francis, but it took 3 overtimes, 100-99. It's a great game. Will looked at the three, Priggy with the defense. Hitting right hand dribble drive, could not split the defenders. Getting a hand on it was O'Neal. They're going to say last touch by Hinton. Sam Walsh going to check in for St. Francis, in for Will. 67-45 is your score. Priggy retreats back, man-to-man for St. Francis. Archbeck fights through the contact. Excuse me, that was Kyrie, number 5. She's now got 4 points in this game. Walsh down on the block, scoop shot's no good. Nice tip out by Temple. And foot on the baseline there for Walsh. Possession to Goshen. Once again, a week from today, the Cougars will be at Mount Vernon Nass. Then the following Wednesday will be at Huntington before hosting Taylor, not next Saturday, but the following Saturday here at the Hut. Tyan McKenzie comes up with the steal, has Logan on her back. Kyrie. And turnover by the Lady Cougars. Temple and Hinton check out. Bree Cumberland into the game along with Treasure Hurst. .212 with 18. Kyrie, side rim's no good, loose ball picked up by Archbeck. Three-pointer, left rim's no good, loose ball picked up by McKenzie. Inside 2 minutes to play. Goshen, their consecutive loss streak in the Crossroads League will reach 32 games. Once again, their last win came against Grace back in the 2017 season in conference play. That was January of 2017. Turbin now to the free throw line, looking for her first points of the game. Alexis shooting 62% on the season, hitting 8 of 13. Rowe back into the game. O'Neal out. Emily Brandeberry also into the game, number 24, for Goshen. Brandeberry just averages 3.2 minutes played per game, 1.2 points per game on the season. Brandeberry is a freshman from Maumee, Ohio. Three-pointer is long by Kyrie. McKenzie now over the timeline. McKenzie working off the pick as Turbin sinks down to the block. Three-pointer is good by Sam Walsh. Inside a minute. The score 72 to 47 as Brandeberry gets a three-pointer on the other end. McKenzie, point blank range for her first 2 points of the game. So St. Francis will improve its record to 13-7 overall, 5-3 in the Crossroads League. It's looking like Taylor's going to win their game today. So Taylor will stay ahead of St. Francis at 6-2. That was McKenzie with the board. Taylor currently up 73 to 59. There's only 2 minutes left to play in that game. Spring Arbor looks like they're going to beat Bethel 50 to 49. So that will do it, folks. Lady Cougars win it 74 to 50 over Goshen. We'll go over a few of the stats. Welcome back, Kara Gurka, game high 9 rebounds to go with her team high 20 points, just 1 rebound away from a double-double. Lauren McBriar with 13 points, Sydney Crow with 8, Shayna Temple with 2, Tyon McKenzie with 2, Savannah Buck with 7 points, Emma Applegate 9. Applegate also had 4 rebounds, 8 for Whitney Will and a rebound, and 2 for Alexis Turbin. Looking at Goshen College, Logan Kyrie had 4 points, Archibek with 3, O'Neal with 3, 2 for Rowe, 3 for Brandeberry, Allison Prigge with 2, Kira Muff with 6, Chapman with 6, and a new career high for Grayson Cockerham with 21 points to go with her 4 rebounds. St. Francis as a team, remember at the break shooting .063 from beyond the arc, finished at 30.7, hitting 8 of 26 three-pointers. St. Francis shooting 41% from the field, 24 of 59. Folks, we're done with this broadcast here. Lady Cougars once again win it 70 to 54. We're going to switch over to the men's broadcast here momentarily. Thanks again for joining us. We had Ryan Stillebauer on the camera and Jeff Mahoney here bringing you your play-by-play.